Hello, everyone. This is Christy Khalid. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I am here to talk to you about professionalism, what it is, and what we expect of our ORL members, staff members. So sit back and relax, and I'll go through these slides with you. Characteristics of an ORL staff member should be trustworthy, competent, respectful, act with integrity, and be considerate. You all are in charge of an entire floor, and you are a part of a team. So we need to make sure that we can trust you with all of these responsibilities. We also want to make sure that you all are competent enough to stand alone if need be. Sometimes you may have to deal with a crisis and you may not have anyone there for about 5 or 10 minutes. But will you be able to take care of that? Be respectful. In order to get respect, you have to show respect. You need to show respect to your staff members, your RDs, your residents, and most of all yourself. Act with integrity and always be considerate of people. Remember the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Now for the next slide. We also want you to be empathetic. We want you to be courteous, dependable, cooperative, approachable, supportive, be accountable, and be committed to your job. Like I said before, you all are a part of a team. And there are times that you may need to step up and look out for one of your other fellow RAs, FYRAs, RCAs. There are always times where we have emergencies that arise and we may need you to cover someone's shift. Are you going to be cooperative and do it? Are you going to support your fellow staff members? And always be accountable. You know, people make mistakes and we understand that. But just always be honest and hold yourself accountable for it and we can work through it. Professionalism is a specific style of behavior in the workplace. Values and professional roles exhibited in our behavior. It is also respect for ourselves and others. And it's a mature responsibility. Not everyone can demonstrate professionalism in their everyday lives. But at this point, we feel like you all are. You all have gotten through the interview process, well, I should say the application process, the interview process, and we picked you. It was so many people that wanted your job, but we picked the best of the best. And I know that you all can live up to all of our expectations. How is professionalism judged? Well, we look at your attitude. Do you have a positive attitude? Even when things arise that may not be the best. How is your attitude? How are you dealing with it? Conflict. Now, conflict can be a variety of things. It can be conflict with your residents because, to be honest, every resident is not going to just love and adore you. But how do you deal with that? How would you deal with conflict among your staff? How would you deal with conflict with your RD? How do you approach it? What are your values? And how do you communicate with people? I'm a firm believer in it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Individual responsibility. Individual responsibility is respect for others and their rights. Know your boundaries and your limits. Stay out of others' affairs. The biggest thing, it actually should have been first up there, is no gossip. Gossip leads to destruction. Just remember that. And again, individual responsibility. So, respect others in their rights. They have, everyone has a right to feel a certain way, to have their own opinion. Just because you don't agree with them does not mean that they're wrong. If they're coming to you in a respectful manner and they're expressing themselves to you, listen to it. Take it in. Know your boundaries and your limits. A lot of times we don't understand that. You know, everyone doesn't like hugs. You know, everyone is not going to want you to spend the night in their room. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I'm just saying, you know, a lot of people are private And you have to respect that. Just because you're not a private person does not mean that no one is. And I think the other ones are pretty much self-explanatory. Make sure you have a work-home balance. Remember, one of our key things when we asked you in the interview, do you agree to be a student first and the ORL, a person first, a student second, then an ORL staff member, and you all agreed to do this. So always make sure you have that work-home balance. I don't want you to just drain yourself, and because if you do that, you won't be any good for yourself, your RD, or ORL. So pamper yourself, whatever that may be. I'm not judging. Do what you have to do. Set aside a whole day or evening for fun. Schedule your daily activities. Remember, this is definitely a time-consuming job. So make sure you're organized and schedule however you need to do that. And take a break when you become frustrated. So many times I have to walk away from something and go outside, maybe take a walk or whatever you need to do. Just make sure that when something is presented to you and you feel like you're too frustrated to deal with it, just take a break and come back to it. And then take care of it with a clear head. And that is the end of our show. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's not as long as others, which is actually probably a good thing for you all. But I look forward to seeing you all at training. Have a great summer. Enjoy the weather, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.